Welcome to Guns and Gear Network, everyone. Appreciate you tuning in today. Wanted to bring you this tabletop review of a product that is supplied to us by one of our sponsors here at the channel, Stanford Outdoor Supply. Stanford Outdoor Supply is a specialized company dealing in outdoor survival and camping and outdoor type gear. Been a sponsor of us quite a while, and they've come out with a new product. They actually launched the Boss products over a year ago now, and the BOSS is an acronym for Bug Out Survival Supplements. And what it is they're individualized kits that are designed to take care of a specific task in survival. So they originally launched with the hunting and fishing kit, and then they came out, I think, with the fire kit next. They had one of a navigation kit, a water kit, shelter building kit. So they have all different kinds of kits that are designed to tackle a specific task or problem during a survival situation. The newest kit they've launched is the signaling kit. So we'll get into that and kind of look at it. Like all their products, it does come in a nice high quality Mylar bag. So it's resealable. Get up a little closer here and show you. It's resealable, and it actually doubles as a potential container if you need to use it to hold water, things like that. So this one in particular is the signaling kit, signaling BOSS, and let me go over the contents based on the label here. So you have a signal mirror, a whistle, 2 chem sticks, 2 orange smoke cartridges, 15 foot of orange vinyl ribbon or trail marking tape, fluorescent dye marker, chalk, permanent marker, 5 reflective patches, 5 sheets of waterproof paper, Mylar signal panel blanket, and a survival information sheet. So let's dig into it and take a look. If you follow my channel, you know I did a video back some time ago of the lady, they did a story on a lady, Geraldine Largo, I think was her name, and I did a video on it, kind of an after action report of her, and she was a hiker that got lost on the Appalachian Trail and died, and they didn't find her body for like 2 years. And I did an after action report and discussed some things and about maybe how she could have avoided that situation. So something like this would play a part in that, as far as having some of these things with you. So basic write in the rain style paper. This is a waterproof paper that they provide you, that you can write yourself notes, you can draw maps, help you, when you're doing land navigation, you need to sometimes draw references and things like that, or, write yourself notes, because in a stressful situation, especially if you're lost, you kind of lose your sense of memory sometimes. Your short-term memory is kind of lost and things like that, so you need to maybe make yourself some notes. In worst case scenario, last will and testament. I hate to be gruesome about it, but unfortunately that sometimes happens when you are in a lost situation. So something like this comes in handy. Obviously we know what these Mylar blankets are. This is a standard survival blanket. This one happens to be two-sided. It is silver reflective and the orange distress style color on the other side. So then you have a signal mirror. This right here is one of the Micro Survival Series mirrors. Has the star flash in the middle, they call it. That's a signaling piece. That's where you put the object you're trying to signal to in the middle of that, and then you signal to it. So it does come with that, with a little lanyard there. 2 chem sticks. Pretty standard stuff. These right here you can use to make signal buzz, called the buzz saw. If you're not familiar with that, look it up. And the military actually even teaches that technique for rescue, when you put this on a lanyard of some sort and you create a buzz saw effect by swinging it around in a big old circle. People can see that a lot better. So got a piece of chalk. Obviously you can write on a lot of different things with chalk, and you can maybe even mark certain trees. People asked one time about chalk washing off. Well, if you put it on a tree trunk and you mark like an arrow, a direction you traveled on a tree trunk, say a pine tree, likelihood of it washing off on a pine tree is going to be pretty slim. It would take a little while to do that. So that's a way to mark on a lot of different things. You can mark on rocks, whatever. Now obviously if it's a big rock on the ground and it washes it away because of rain, that's a possibility. So obviously marking on trees would be the ideal situation with a white chalk. So you've got a whistle here. This right here is the Flex Looks like a good quality whistle. It actually has a way to, I'll show you this, it actually has a way to clip it onto maybe some clothing or something. It actually has a lanyard loop if you wanted to put a lanyard on it and put it around your neck or whatever the case. Let's try it out. Very loud. My ears are ringing actually now. So sorry guys if you had your headphones on. So should have gave you a warning, a little more warning. Reflective tape. This can be put on gear. This can be put on a lot of different things. Your hat, whatever. If you want to just leave it like this until you actually need it. This is reflective style 3M type tape that can be put on all kinds of things. Let's see, Sharpie, standard stuff, just a basic Sharpie. It is a bigger one, and it is, of course, it's called a chisel tip, and this right here is the bigger version of the Sharpie, so it's easier to write on certain things, like if you need to write on a rock or whatever. There's the Sharpie, and of course, Sharpies are waterproof. Flagging tape. I talked about this years ago when I first started my channel. I keep a big, huge thing of flagging tape in my bug out bag. I do take it out of the roll, take it off the roll, and put it in just a vinyl, type of bag to keep it in. So this right here is excellent, and if you felt like you didn't have enough, you could actually split this maybe in half. Just use teeny pieces of it, just enough to wrap around a limb and tie it off securely so you can mark your trails. A lot of people you can take the Sharpie, so if you're looking for rescue, what you can do is, if you're starting in a certain direction, you can put the date, your name, and if you know your direction of travel by compass, you could put, the date, your name, and then traveling north. And then you could even, if you had the time, you could put the time. So that any information you could put on a piece of flagging tape to allow rescuers to find you easier, to kind of grid out where you may have gone and how long it took you to get there. So if you put today's date and today's time, if you have all that information available, then, and I highly recommend, obviously, if you are prepared, you should have a working watch. Obviously, it could break, battery be dead, whatever, but try making sure you have that type of stuff available. You can use this and this to mark your trail, kind of where you're at and what direction you were traveling, and hopefully that'll help rescue figure out some things the more information you give them on that flagging tape. So this right here are smoke cartridges. These right here are designed to smoke just kind of like a smoke bomb, but there's no fuse or anything. You would even take your knife and just kind of scrape up this little piece here. I'll take it out and show you. Just kind of rough that up with your pocket knife, and these are supposed to light with just a match. So, and they just sit there and billow out smoke. Obviously, they're small, so they're only going to billow out smoke for so long. So I would suggest, and I talked about this before in that Geraldine Largo video, is you have to prioritize when you use things. If you get panicked and then all of a sudden you just burn up both of these, hoping somebody will see you, you need to make sure you're prioritizing it. So if you hear some people, or you see low-flying planes starting to come over your area that you probably think is looking for you, then that's when you may want to use everything you have, including this, to try creating that signal. Okay. Now this right here is kind of interesting. This right here is called a dye marker. It is high visibility fluorescent green, and I've seen this used, and it is bright, bright, bright green. So if you are lost on the water, at sea, on a lake, whatever, let's say for instance it's a big lake and people are out looking for you, you hadn't reported back, your wife, you're out fishing maybe by yourself, canoe kind of thing, and you had this on your life vest attached, and you're just kind of floating out in the middle and you just couldn't make it any further. Obviously this would be a big lake where you couldn't swim to shore. You would sprinkle this in the water a little at a time, and it creates like a slick that is bright, bright fluorescent green, and it changes the color of the water totally different than what it currently is. So there's no color of water that would match this. So a plane flying over would notice that very quickly, where if they're in a lake that maybe has a lot of things floating in it, possible logs, stumps, any of that type stuff, they might not see it. Swampy area, maybe you fell off in a swampy area, can't get out, broke a leg, something like that. Dyeing the water with this would help the people flying over see it very quickly and easy and go, what is that? Why is that green, that color? So this is made by Orion. They're known for their signal devices, including their flares and their flare guns. So great product, and it comes sealed up nice and tight. It actually has a shrink wrap around it that's easy to take off. It already has the perforations along the edge here, and then it actually is in a rubbery type plastic tube with a lanyard, so you can hang this on your neck, or you can hang it off of your life vest that you may or may not be wearing at the time, which I suggest if you're boating and things, you probably need to wear something like that. So anyway, guys, great products again from Stanford Outdoor Supplies. I want to thank those guys over there for sending this out for us to take a look at. They're always providing and coming up with innovative kits. They're very reasonably priced, and I don't know the exact price of this one. I think he's doing a pre-launch, and I'll put all that in the section below and how to find his website and everything. So I'd have to double check on that. I don't know. I checked it the other day, but I didn't check it before I started the video, and I apologize to make sure that what the pricing was. But anyway, guys, if you want to take a look at this or any of the other kits, I highly suggest you go over to their website, and like I said, it will be in the section below down there, and give you all that information. But I want to thank Stanford Outdoor Supply for sending this. If you got any questions, post those below. If you like our videos, give us a thumbs up. It's over in that section. Also in that section, there is the share button. Share content on your social media pages, Facebook, Google+, things like that, Pinterest, whatever you want to share it on. That's actually helpful to us as a channel, and it actually helps our vendors that supply us this great product for you guys to check out. Anyway, guys, appreciate you tuning in. As always, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll bring another video shortly. Have a great day.